All right, what's up, everybody? Episode 90. Episode 90. The countdown's begun to the 100. Apparently, that's the number everyone's supposed to get excited about. Thank you guys for listening. We got JT Displays. I've had him on before. I had him on when I did the KC GameCon convention. And he does shoutcasting, which we got into again to remind people of what that is. A little bit of cosplay and voice acting. We talked about the COVID virus, the coronavirus, if you will, and some nerdy stuff. Rick and Morty. Yeah, we'll get into it. We got all kinds of different fun things. He can be seen on Twitch TV/JT Displays on Tuesday night, Wednesday night, and Friday night usually. And shoutcasting is basically game commentary or color commentary on video games, and he specifies in the game called Rocket League. So, without any further ado, here's Josh, a.k.a. JT Displays, episode 90.
Welcome to the Inner Talk podcast. We'll no topic is off limits. Now here's your host, my daddy, Enjoy the Soul. Oh wait, one more thing for me. Thank you for coming to the Inner Talk podcast. Boom, swat, boom.
Catch some waves. Oh, we're live. Kelly Slater, catching waves. Watch me do my thing. Is that how it goes, Charlie? Man. So we were just talking music. That happens often here, but let's introduce you real quick. JT Displays, back at it again. This time in a little bit more of a intimate.
Yeah, a little more intimate there. Like last time was what Casey GameCon, like November, December of, what was it, 2018?
December 1st, 2018.
Crazy. And that was a packed atmosphere there for sure. And then now it's like, we got, what, 4 people here. So it's like,
that was really cool, man. Like that was my first big, like my podcast had really just been getting off the ground then. That was only, I don't know how many episodes I had when I did that. What episode you were? I should check. I should have checked that out. I should have done some freaking homework and research before I had you over here. I'm a procrastinator. But that was early on in my podcast, but I mean, it's still early on. I've only been doing this will be episode 90.
98. That's close to that, that 100th episode milestone there. That's when, things really start getting those sponsorships coming in, right? And then
I don't want sponsorships.
Don't want sponsorships? All right.
No, then I'd have to answer to somebody.
I mean, that's fair. Yeah,
I talk about too much crazy shit on here. I'm too dumb and crass sometimes. They wouldn't like it. I mean, it'd have to be a real open-minded sponsor for me to consider. Someone like maybe it'd have to probably be local.
Mm-hmm.
What's that place? What's that sex shop?
Cirillas. Yeah, Cirillas.
Cirillas. I should hit them up. Maybe Legs Gentleman Club. Like people who are okay with a little bit of, not that this is like a stripper type show, but you got to be a little blue collar to enjoy this.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, a little, that Midwestern hospitality. Let's put it that way.
There we go. A little rough around the edges. So, anyways, yeah, I had you on way back then, and we were at the Kansas City GameCon, and yeah, that was you were in a booth next to me. You were my first ever guest, right? Were you my first guest? Did I have you on first?
I remember like a goldfish. Not sure if I was the first one.
I think you were,
or one of the first ones. I know.
I think you were the first one. We did it early in the morning when I first got there.
Yeah, you had a few guests that day, so it's good. You get like a lot of different people to meet there.
Yeah, it was an interesting time. I really enjoyed doing that show. I was hoping to do it again, but I guess they did something different this year.
Yeah, so I think because nowadays, and I'm still in contact with Casey Game on. In fact, I was actually got in contact with yesterday, was it? No, it was Friday night. I was out in Excelsior Springs with them doing a FIFA 20 tournament.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, with some of the Sporting Kansas City guys there as well.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So and casting that on the eSporting KC Twitch channel as well for them. So that was a good thing. But nowadays they do most of their lands at Parkville in the caves down there.
I've seen that.
Oh, it's super cool down there. Oh, it's like like the cave system in general in Parkville. That's the one thing I love about Kansas City is like the caves there. Like here in Independence as well, and up in Parkville, it's just like there's so many different places that you have no idea the different mazes and structures that are lying underneath the ground there.
I know that we have a lot of caves in the Kansas City area, but I've never actually been in one.
Yeah, so I've been I really enjoyed these cave structures. There's one in downtown Kansas City. There used to be a rock climbing gym down there that I'd go from time to time with my friends who had memberships down there. I know there's stuff here in Independence and as well as, like I said, Parkville. And I think down south in Lee Summit area. Yeah. So there's cave structures all over the place.
Caves everywhere. Yeah.
Mostly for storage, keeping things climate controlled there. And it makes sense because it's a lot more easy to just live in a cave than build up a air conditioned building somewhere. It's going to keep costs down for businesses. So, and I think that, and you see wineries or breweries and just kind of keeping their shipments in that nice cooler dark place like that to kind of keep it from spoiling.
Yeah, I know Boulevard has they age some of their beers down there because of the temperature, and they age it for years, some of them. So I met you there, and you were at the time basically there for a thing called Shoutcasting.
Yeah.
And are you still? For the people that didn't listen to that first episode, we want to tell people exactly what Shoutcasting is.
Yeah,
Are you still into that?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah,
okay,
I do it every week. Shoutcasting, that's kind of what I do for basically whenever I'm streaming to different esports out there. So Shoutcasting is very similar to your prototypical sports commentating for radio or television or what have you there. So with that, I just I'm my one-man show, one-man band type thing, doing everything on that, controlling cameras and controlling, volume and everything like that. And with that, I'm just, kind of commentating what I'm seeing and explaining it in a way that the viewer at home or wherever they are can just, kind of understand the action that's happening on the screen in front of them there. Similar, like I said, very similar skill set as a prototypical sports commentator there.
So like a Joe Buck or a John Madden type thing.
Well, when you have a Joe Madden kind of thing here, it's very simple. If you score more goals, you're going to typically win more games there. That's kind of my that's the only thing I learned from John Madden.
Right.
So, Joe Buck. I mean, I've got better hair. So there's
you got dime piece hair on you.
Yeah. So that is
give it to you.
Probably due for a haircut here soon.
I know I am. I'm feeling rough over here. I just don't know what to do with it.
That's the thing. It's figuring out a good haircut for your face there, and that frames you well. That's something that once you have a look there, you tend to keep that look for decades there, and then it takes you a while to try to change that. I think especially for a lot of guys.
I go through a lot of different looks. I mess with my beard a lot.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll go crazy, big old grizzly man beard.
Mm-hmm.
Other times I'll shave it clean off, and I look like 10 years younger. But usually I just kind of roll with that. This is like the lazy beard now.
Yeah.
I need to trim it down and get a nice 5 o'clock shadow.
See, and that's what I like to do is because I just shaved today, but I'll shave maybe 4 or 5 times. Not 4 or 5 days in a row. I will shave every 4 or 5 days. That's what I'm looking for. I was it takes me maybe once or twice a week. That's much more easy.
Okay.
That makes sense. But some day, back in the day, I used to have these massive mutton chops out down to here. Because mustache, I can't really grow that, or chin scruff. I can do that, but I'd have the chin scruff and then mutton chops there. They were just and I'd keep those for months at a time. But nowadays, that 5 o'clock shower, that's the shadow. That's
where it's at.
Yeah, pretty much.
Where it's at. Ladies love it.
Mm-hmm.
Ladies love the 5 o'clock. Yeah, he's got it going too.
Yeah.
He knows. He knows what's up.
Yeah, it gives you that little bit of like extra definition there. He's got a little bit darkness on the face, or it's like, ooh, you see, there's those cheekbones right there. Like,
right. So yeah, what are some of your favorite games to shoutcast?
So for me, my main game, as it was back then, still Rocket League here.
Still Rocket League. That game's still going on strong, huh?
Absolutely. Well, I would say strong.
Okay.
But due to recent, let's call them about 20 magpies, the Corvids. The virus that's going around. Are we allowed to say
coronavirus?
Yeah, I didn't know if we were allowed to say that there. So like,
why not?
Well, YouTube will like strike that and just like demonetize a lot of creators there. So I've tried to get creative on how to get around saying that. So like COVID-19,
Bud Light virus.
Yeah, the Bud Light virus. Yeah. That is a virus in and of itself. Like I'll drink a Corona, but I won't drink Bud Light. Now get out of here.
Yeah.
But no, like that is actually with Rocket League. They have made all their casters, which usually fly into LA every weekend to commentate. They're all staying home now because they don't want to risk them being on those flights and possibly, because that's the unknown part where you can't control. Like the studio, no problem. You know the people there, but it's those flights where you don't know who's flown where. Who's met who.
Right.
So everyone's like sitting at home there, and it's cost them money. In fact, they've canceled their World Championships, which were going to be in Dallas.
Who canceled? What?
Psyonix.
Rocket League. So there's like a big Rocket League. Explain it. So people come together for like the big tournaments, like a big LAN or something.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
it's not online. Okay, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, so during the season play is online, so they can be,
How do you do a season?
So like,
can I join Rocket League season?
You got to be really good. You got to be really good, better than me at the game.
It's not just open. Hey, come on in. Everybody has a rank.
No, these are teams that have millions of dollars invested in their teams that have huge organizations like FC Barcelona. The soccer team has a Rocket League team for their esports team. AS
so you're talking like this is like the major league. Like this is the big boys.
Yeah, like Cloud9, Dignitas, G2. Yeah, both these guys, like all these big organizations are big esports organizations, Space Station Gaming. A lot of these ones have millions of dollars invested into this sport here. It's a 3-on-3 cars playing soccer essentially with rockets attached to them, so they can do all sorts of aerial stuff that's insane to like trying to wrap your head around if you've never experienced it before.
I've played it a little bit.
Yeah,
I played it about a weekend's worth, and I was like, this game's cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's good for about a week, and then I was just kind of done with it. But I could see if I was on a team and trying to work at something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and like I find it a lot of fun to just hang out with friends with as well, because like matches are 5 minutes unless you have overtime, in which case I can go. But yeah, they're super quick to just get into a match and then get out. But at the top level there, like I said, they've canceled the World Championships, which they hold it every twice a year. Last one was in Madrid. I think that before that they had it in Newark, New Jersey, which Newark.
Yeah, that's weird.
But I mean, the space was available, so I guess the New Jersey Devils weren't really playing at the time. I think it was in the summer, so yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're holding these huge stadiums here. They've had it in LA. They've had it in London, in the Copper Box, where they had the London Olympics, the swimming. That's where they had that.
Wow.
As well. And that was a raucous crowd there. That so there's players from Australia, from South America, as well, that would come in. And now we've got the Oceania teams, South American teams, North America, and Europe. All of them coming together to compete for the World Championships.
All playing Rocket League. There's that much money involved in this game.
Absolutely.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's awesome. But why?
And
so how do you like? I'm so confused. I guess. I mean, it's because that game. I guess that's a good game because it's not. It changes all the time. It's always a different game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Each one's going to be like, just because you just lost to this team here doesn't necessarily mean they have your number in the second match there.
What makes a team good? Like their strategy, like, or is there like, are these young kids with fast twitch muscles? Like, what makes a good Rocket League player good. I mean, anyone can play a video game.
Yeah, I would say it is that communication, that cohesion of being able to know, hey, I'm going to hit this pass over across the field there, and I know my teammate's going to be able to read that and understand that he's going to hit that and make those good passing plays across the field there. And it is true, like having really good mechanics definitely helps you, especially at the professional level. Like, because some guys even do mouse and keyboard. Which I think is insane.
On that game, that'd be insane.
Yeah, because this game, most of them are, gamepad, either PlayStation 4 controller or an Xbox One controller there.
Xbox One, probably, right?
I play with an Xbox One controller.
Isn't that the superior controller?
I think so. Some of the pros would disagree. A lot of them do play with the PlayStation 4 controller there.
That's scientifically wrong.
The
Xbox controller is built for your hand. That's why it's offset. It's built for that. When you're like this with the PlayStation, everything bunched in and straight in, that's just unnatural. This is science. It's science, people.
I'm not going to disagree with you on that one there. All I know is that they make a lot more money at the game than I do. So
doesn't mean they're right.
Yeah. I'm not going to disagree on that one there for sure. I prefer the Xbox One controller of the two.
I'm not saying look, Charlie, I'm not saying you can't like the PS4 controller better. You can. You're just wrong.
But yeah, like I said, so when they canceled that because of the coronavirus concerns there, that was huge because like people had already bought tickets.
When was it, or when was it supposed to be?
In April, at like I think mid-April there
in Dallas.
Yeah. And I was thinking, ooh, that's an idea. I might be able to like drive down there.
It's not that far.
Yeah, it's like, ooh, World Championships, seeing all these guys from like Europe and Australia.
And now they're not going to go there.
No. So instead,
is there not a way they can do it online against each other? Like have officials officiate each person there, knowing that they're not cheating or doing it. You know what I mean? Like
it's not the same though. Like
it's not the same.
You don't get that like world, like these fans have all come together and just seeing you like on that land stage, basically seeing your opponents there, and that the excitement in the air that just gets electrifying there. It's just a different feel there. Like they have decided to up the pot for the regional championships there, but they're not holding a world championship there, which I think is like for season 9, that's like massive. Like, and it is in its 9th season here, so hopefully season 10 it'll get better, it'll get bigger, and they can allow for a world championship there. But it's just like it's just kind of like one of those things that you didn't realize. Oh, now this is kind of like affecting my entertainment here. And like now we've got like someone in Johnson County as of the yesterday there picked it up now. Has been confirmed with the case of the coronavirus.
I think I had it this year. I got super sick a few months ago, and I knew it was the flu immediately. I was like, I'm going to go straight to the doctor. So I went straight to the doctor because if you catch it early enough, you can get on top of it. So they did the test, and they said, well, you don't have the flu, but there's something going on out there right now that's like the flu, but we don't exactly know what it is. So just go home and rest. I was like, oh, basically that's what I did. He said take Dayquil and NyQuil basically. So I did that, and so and now that there's all this pandemic, or they're talking about the coronavirus, I'm like, I wonder if that's what I had, because everybody got sick at that time. There was a time where so many people got sick, and that's what it was. It was a couple months ago.
Look, from what I understand, like, and I'm by no means an expert on this. I know they said that they first had confirmed cases in the Wuhan area of China there
in December or something, right?
And from what I know of viruses, they can mutate all the time, and so it could have been it's not unlikely. It's very likely to say that there's probably like 3 different strains that kind of like populated this past winter here. So hopefully with the warmer weather, people are feeling a little bit better. But like it was just one of those things where it's like, you're affecting my entertainment now. How dare you?
Yeah.
Now it's personal.
Are you afraid of the virus?
Like I'm a 28-year-old guy. Like I've got a pretty good immune system, so I'm not particularly afraid. But I know there are a lot of people with compromised immune systems that they have to be careful about who they interact with here, and so you have to kind of keep that in mind when you're interacting with people as well, because like it just. Even though it may not affect you personally, there are a lot of people that you might know that maybe they can't take vaccines or whatever because they have some autoimmune disease like lupus or anything like that, and that can like that's one that part of that herd immunity.
Yeah.
That's helps those that don't have the immune systems that people like I do.
I'm just wondering if we need to be freaking out about this or not.
I think
because a lot of people are freaking out about it, and I don't know if it's.
I wouldn't say I don't think we need to freak out about it. I just think we just need to have a healthy amount of concern for it, a healthy respect for it. Would probably be the way I would say is just like say, let's not say the world's on fire. How about yours? Go full Smash Mouth here. But I think we just need to go. All right, this is a thing that's happening here. Just wash your hands. Like I know I've seen guys at work there. In the bathroom, they're just like, after peeing, there's like they're washing for like 5 seconds, and then I was like, the CDC recommends 20 seconds of washing before you leave there.
Yep.
So,
dudes are lazy.
Calling them out.
Yeah, I give them a dirty look. I'm a freak about that. I wash my hands a lot as it is.
Mm-hmm.
I got kids, especially when I have them. I'm always making sure that they're washing their hands and putting hand sanitizer on them.
Well, if anybody, they might actually be fine. They're finding out that the virus is actually like saying, everybody else, but the kids are like, we're gonna leave them alone. Like usually it's like,
really?
Most viruses are like, what, fuck them kids.
Nice.
This one like, no, not so much.
Nice, good. I like that. I didn't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if I should be worried about it or not. Sometimes I get scared about it. Sometimes I don't. I've been freaking out ever since the movie came out in the mid-'90s called Outbreak. Did you ever see that one?
I don't think I did, no.
Dustin Hoffman.
I was like mid-'90s. I was probably still stuck on The Land Before Time.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm an old man. Oh, it's such a great, great movie. It was about it's called Outbreak. It was about this monkey that bit somebody. I don't know. They had to do a quarantine, a whole town, and shenanigans ensue.
Oh, that's how you make a move, right? Shenanigans ensued.
Yeah, but it just shows you what can
Sharknado.
happen with viruses before you catch it. Like it starts on a plane and goes to here, and then how quickly they can spread.
Mm-hmm.
And it's always been like a fear of, like I'm not worried about a meteor hitting us. That's gonna happen.
We can only hope, right?
It will. But like that wouldn't scare me as much. Like even if we knew, hey, there's a giant 10-mile wide meteor that's imminent, it's gonna hit us.
Right.
That wouldn't scare me as much as the zombie virus that's getting passed around where it could get you, but maybe not. Like I don't know those things. And then when it does get you, you're gonna go through all kinds of crazy pain. I don't know. Mm-hmm. That stuff scares me more than a meteor, I guess.
No. I mean, if there actually was a zombie virus, like I'd be like, pretty excited for that. Actually, like this person died from the virus, but they've come back to life here, and scientists are curious as to how. And I'd be like, oh, it's happening. Oh man, let's get it going.
You say that till it happens.
Well, at that point, then I'll be like, all right, well,
check,
guys,
please.
I'm not coming into work today.
Are you fit to handle the zombie apocalypse?
I will remote in from work. Thank you very much. So. Work from home, thank you.
Yeah, so that'd be a scary time.
And then everybody will just take all the bread and all the milk, because that's just what they do in the Midwest. You go to the store and all the milk and bread's gone. I don't know why it's just always milk and bread. Like
guns and gas for me.
That's true. All
that's
right.
what I'm doing. You get your milk and bread. I'm gonna get all the guns and gas that I can. And
see, I think like the ammo rather than just because I think one gun but more ammo. I think that you can do more. Well, it depends on the gun, I guess.
Yeah.
So
I'll make my own.
You can make them. Actually, you can 3D print one technically, because now there are like metal 3D printers there, so that is technically possible. There, you could 3D print all the components there for that.
Yep.
You wouldn't download a car, would you? Or about to?
Right.
Do you remember those right before the movies? Like, you wouldn't download a car. Why would you download a movie illegally? It's like nowadays, hey, we might be able to download a car.
Yeah, I had a 3D printer guy on here, and he was going into just all kinds of in-depth about the things that they can 3D print. Houses, like they're doing houses right now.
Dude, oh yeah, with the
like
concrete.
Tiny house.
Yeah. And they like, I've seen that happen, and it was like, it's just like these little weird, like it almost looks like a maze, and it goes back and forth.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, you've got like
little tiny homes there.
An Adobe house. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Or an Adobo. Maybe it's an Adobo house that was made in Adobe.
Nice.
Yes.
Yeah, funny. I've been watching a lot of science type shit on YouTube lately. I found some really good channels, and they were so like they just put out a badass, some kind of billion pixelated picture of Mars.
Oh, I forgot. I did see that. Oh man, I've not seen that yet, but I know that that NASA just released something like that. So
it
I
is
check it out.
awesome. I checked it out yesterday, and I mean it's huge. It's in a giant crater, and this crater is so big that there's like a 3-mile crater in it that looks tiny.
Mhm.
It's insane. But anyways, it got me to thinking, would it be cool if they sent a 3D printer up there and just started printing shit? Little houses or whatever, just printing stuff to just start preparing for people to eventually get there, or at least test.
And with
I don't know.
Powering by solar panels, very possible as well, especially with the technologies that we have. We could absolutely definitely remote into that there. And now they've also successfully grown lettuce in space as well on the International Space Station. There's an opportunity to possibly try to plant the seeds, as it were, before any sort of like civilization or any sort of colonization starts happening there. So that it is conceivably possible, I think.
Right? Can they just mess around? I mean, they could probably 3D print some kind of biodome, get some oxygen going in that little thing somehow, just send enough stuff and just start like a miniature. Who knows? And eventually, I mean, it might take 100 years or so, but enough.
I don't think it's going to take that long.
Okay. That'd be even cooler. I want to be able to see it.
Yeah,
I don't know if I will, but
I feel
or they could maybe send a few people up there to, I don't know. I'm excited for that kind of stuff.
Like, I feel like with enough infrastructure and enough money being thrown at it there, I could conceivably see that happening. Once they make a plan and they actually land, I could see that within a 30-year span that they could build things. If they wanted to make it more permanent, or like even things that are a little more temporary, you could probably find something there that could be built in about 5 years as a temporary settlement, and then something that's a little more permanent within like a 15-year structure there. Like where am I getting these numbers? I have no idea. But the way I see it, because you look at China, how they've been able to prefabricate hospitals and build it in like 5 days.
I saw the coronavirus hospitals. Yeah, those went up really quick.
So the fact that they can do that here, you have to extrapolate. Obviously, there's going to be time for travel to get to Mars there. But once you're there on the ground there, you can already have things prefabricated in blocks like that. Like, you could legitimately make something like functional in that way, probably very, very quickly. They're probably quicker than we realize.
Yeah, I'm so fascinated by Mars, just because we're there now. Like, it seems like it's boring because we're getting such little stuff back. But don't you think it'd be cool if they could like start excavating it, like for, I don't know, just to go down. Like archaeologist style, and just see if there's anything down there. Like, we find things like Lucy in Ethiopia that's whatever, how old, 2 million years old, or however old she is. Wouldn't it be cool if they went like 2 million years down in the soil of Mars and maybe came up with some shit?
Well, yeah,
is that a possibility?
Well, they've done some stuff with ice samples that they've sent back from Mars there, and have found biological life in those ice samples there. But like, as far as it'd just be a matter of like how to transport that back, unless you have some way to analyze it there on the surface there, whether it be a drone there, or a rover, or some other thing there, because I know they have sent some pretty deep probes into the soil there, just to kind of get an idea of the
I haven't
history.
checked into that. I need to start looking into that. I haven't done a whole lot of Mars stuff. I've watched a few videos of it recently.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I didn't know they were taking. I mean, that makes sense. They've been taking ice samples.
Oh yeah, that was probably like, I want to say 5-ish, maybe 10 years ago, something like that. That they started really digging into that with some of those, when we had like 2 functional rovers there. I think we're down to just like 1 functional rover.
And
now.
It's hanging on by a thread.
Well, because Curiosity, I think they officially end of life it. Last year, that it officially, after getting caught in that sandstorm there, it couldn't power back on again.
Yep.
After having that sleep mode there. So, but I think we still have one that's still doing its thing, just trucking along on the surface of the Mars there.
Love it. Back to shoutcasting.
Yeah.
Sorry, this.
I've got ADD. It's fine.
No, it's the show does that. So you mainly just do Rocket League.
That is the main squeeze.
So when you're doing so that's what you Shoutcast. Do you ever play it?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, I play
you
it
good
every
at it?
week. Yeah. I'm all right. Like
Yeah.
I'm so there's a ranking system from bronze to silver to gold to platinum to diamond to champion and then grand champions, and then you even have like technically people that are like grand champions but they're like so much better than regular grand champions, and that's what you usually call the pros. So they're like a cavernous gap between the top of the top grand champion and just a GC grand champion, just a regular grand champion. I'm at that diamond 3, almost getting into that champ 1 area. So it's like bronze 1 2 3, gold, silver 1 2 3, gold 1 2 3.
Do you have a team that you play with?
From time to time, we got some friends that I'll play with here. There are some recreational leagues out there. Midwest Rocket League there. In fact, Southeastern Rocket Esports, so like the Nashville Rocket League there, NRL, which they just got hit hard with the tornadoes.
Oh, that's right.
None of them, none of them were directly affected there. So everyone that runs that organization is fine. But they're one that I've kind of had a few conversations with as well as trying to think.
So are there like little mini leagues? Like, does Kansas City have a Rocket League?
We don't, but there are a lot of, I would say, regional kind of like either regional stuff or like I like to think of it like a recreational league, like a bowling league there. So whereas like the one that I do my casting for is called Indie Gaming League, which is based out of Indianapolis.
Oh, so you get to shoutcast for an actual league?
Yeah,
that's kind of fun.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And so you're just sitting at home in your studio.
Mm-hmm.
And just being the commentator.
Yeah, absolutely. And
are you able to talk to the players?
Sometimes I will. Like with Midwest Rocket League, I know those guys a little bit more. Most of them are based in Missouri and Kansas City area, Wichita area, and in Colorado as well. Mm-hmm. So I know I've actually met some of them even at Casey Game On. So like I'll chat with them a little bit more. With Indie Gaming League, I don't do as many player interviews there. Just because there's so many matches to get through. Like there's players in Europe for Indie Gaming League, in Canada, and all the way over on the West Coast, on the East Coast as well. So it's based in Indianapolis, but now they've got like hundreds of teams, thousands of players.
Is it like a tournament each week, or is it like seasonal? Is it a seasonal long league and it's head to head? Like how does this league work?
Right, so it's a seasonal thing there. It's a 6-week circuit. So we're
how many players?
Three player teams with at least one substitute usually. So at least maybe 4 players a team.
Uh-huh.
Some will have like 2 subs. So like 5 players on a team. But and we're actually doing the grand champions, the grand finals. For the winter circuit. They're about to kick off the spring circuit, so that'll be another 6 weeks for that, and then playoffs after that. But each circuit has like, and that's just for Rocket League. They also do Smash Brothers as well as Apex Legends.
Ooh, I'm all about that.
Yeah, so they have.
I can throw down on some Apex.
Yeah, they got leagues for those as well. They also got Killer Queen Black, which I don't know if you ever played Killer Queen.
Never even heard of it.
That's a team based, like they can get like a team of 4. And it's like very arcade style.
Hold on. Let's go back to the Indie League.
Mm-hmm.
How many teams does it have?
Oh goodness, there's like there's a whole website of teams. It's like,
but like the league that you shoutcast for, is that like? I mean, is it like a league of
so there's
hundreds
tiers.
of teams?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's different tiers. So like there's tier 1, tier 2.
What tier do you shoutcast for?
Anybody that signs up for me. So we all I'm one of the community casters. So we all have like different time slots. So we say, hey, I'm going to be available to stream your matches this time of the week here. If you want to get my match, you can make a request for it here. We'll add it to the schedule, and then we'll cast for you there.
And you get to live cast it.
Yep, absolutely.
That sounds really fun.
It is. It is a lot of fun there.
How long does it take you to kind of get good at shoutcasting, like that particular? Because you have to watch, you have to know what's going on. Like,
yeah.
You have to probably be pretty entrenched into the game, if you will, to know all the rules and strategy and stuff.
And I would feel like I would have to take probably a couple of weeks to really understand the game there. Like there's a few games that I'm excited that are coming out as well. I think like Roller League, which is coming out from I think Ubisoft as well. It's coming out soon. League of Legends is coming. Well, Riot Games is coming out with their Valorant, like their CS:GO style game. And then what you call it? There's like Broomstick League, which is like Harry Potter meets Rocket League in a way. And that one, like all these are very like either just released early access or they're just kind of being talked about here. But like for any game like that, if they decide to add that to the circuit there, I'd probably want to at least get my hands on the game and just play it really well for about probably at least a couple weeks here, just so I can kind of get some idea like, okay, these are things that players do like to go, and as things change and as you learn more things, and you're going to learn things from your other casters by watching them as well, and see what they can pick up on and say,
what Twitch is all about.
Yeah. And so that's why I do like to I'll sit and listen to how do they like to execute their craft here and see what things I can pick apart and say, because I come from listening and much more of a regular soccer action kind of thing there, like I said, I was casting FIFA 20 on Friday there. Because
do you like doing that? Do you like switching it up like that?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like new games, they're just like, okay, it's the new like FIFA, like, oh, this is old hat, this is like just soccer. It's like I just gotta get all my soccerisms in there, and it's like, okay, this is easy enough to do here.
Yeah.
But
pretty fun. I used to play the hell out of FIFA.
Yeah.
Oh, but way back in the day, back to some Sega Genesis FIFA back in the day.
See,
woo! I missed that. That was so good.
My first soccer game was Mario Strikers on the Nintendo GameCube.
I never played that one.
And
I did have a GameCube,
mm-hmm.
but I was more of a Mario Kart Double Dash and the Zelda game. Oh, what was that one? No,
that wasn't GameCube.
That was Super Nintendo.
Yeah. Oh shoot! Was it Twilight Princess?
Is that the one with the wolf?
Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm a huge Zelda fan, as you can tell. I've got like the Triforce
I like
there.
it. I almost got me a Zelda tattoo a few years ago.
Oh yeah.
And I decided against it.
Were you going with for the Triforce symbol, or
I was gonna go with the hearts.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
With like one emptied one.
Mm-hmm.
I like the 8-bit hearts.
Yeah.
But now I'm thinking, tell me if this is too bold. A Kansas City hand tattoo, like a KC with that skyline.
Like,
no, too bold.
Yeah, nothing's too bold nowadays. I feel like, I mean, like so many more people nowadays are getting like hand tattoos,
black and white.
So
I don't know. I was gonna have one drawn up and see how it looked.
Okay.
Who knows? I'm looking to mix it up, you guys.
Yeah, like I'm also kind of starting to feel that itch for like a new tattoo. Like I haven't had one that's just black and white yet. Like I do like having lots of different colors there. So, yeah, there's always that idea of like different things to do with the tattoos.
I held back a sneeze.
Hey, yeah, that's like I don't know if we need some Purell around here for you.
I'm good. I take my vitamins. I'm not sick. I've got allergies going on right now. I need to go get me some raw honey.
That is good always.
Yeah, it's supposed to help with it.
It does.
They were selling that right on the street. Anyways, so how many people are watching these shoutcasts that you get to do? You've been working on it for a while. Have you gained like since I last talked to you? You've continued to do it. Have you built up more of a following? Do more people kind of check you out?
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, especially for indie game, it kind of it depends on their own schedules there, whatever they have time to, stream, to watch or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But, there's always, there's some people that are regular people that request my time slots, on the weekly schedule. There's like, hey, we want to be streamed on this channel here, which is always nice to see that, you have people coming back to you there. But as far as viewers there, like I try not to, look at it during the thing, but I'll get like a little recaps there where you see like you peaked at like, 26 viewers, concurrently there.
Oh, nice.
Or whatever. And sometimes when you're cast on the main channel there, because they have their own Twitch channel there that they do like the kind of like the marquee matches of the week. Basically, those ones are the ones that always fill up first. But that one is probably maybe can get up to like 60s or 70 people at a time.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Are they all? Do you get a lot of tips or subscriptions, or how does your business model work for this?
Yeah, I mean, like right now, it's still I always
partnered, right? That's the word.
Yeah.
Are you partnered at all?
Affiliate, Twitch affiliate.
Affiliate,
yeah.
Okay.
So affiliate, you can get subscriptions and bits. Right now, it's still very much an expensive hobby there that occasionally gives a kickback there. So like I'm not one that has a whole lot of subscriptions or bits. Or like every once in a while, I'll get.
Are
some
you
bits.
out there hustling to try and get to like different levels? Like I mean, obviously you got this league, this indie league that you're a part of. Is there a way for you to kind of like step up through the ranks, through the ladders, if you will, to like higher higher viewed leagues. You know what I mean? Kind of like.
Yeah, and that's all about just like kind of being an advocate for yourself there.
Right.
That's why I'm like, like I'll be in the, and it's pretty much mostly through like networking through Discord there. To like I said, and like the hockey league, there's like a Rocket Hockey League as well that just does like it's Rocket League, but basically they've got a hockey mode with a puck instead of a ball. And they have their own Twitch channel as well. So I've kind of had some conversations with them, had some conversations with the Nashville folks as well. Midwest Rocket League, I also do some streams with them as well. So it's just all about kind of like just talking with them, networking. Same with the Sporting Kansas City folks there. When they were there, just kind of talking with them, having some conversations. They seem to be really impressed with my FIFA 20 stuffs there. So, there's always avenues to try to say, hey, there's an opportunity for me. I've got a specific skill set.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have anybody with that skill set here. I think I could be a good asset for you. Let's work something out. But there's no real set in stone thing like that. There's no contracts or anything like that yet that I'm really affiliated with anybody.
Right.
Once we start getting into that, I think I'm probably gonna want some contracts, but it's very much not being like the top tier. Like, hey, you're on our payroll here. Like for the.
But do you have like goals of being like one day to announce the Rocket World League? Like, would that be
the World Championships? Oh, dude, that would be an absolute dream.
So,
for
like,
sure.
like, are there steps you can take to eventually get yourself into that realm? At least even up. I don't know how that works. If there's one main dude, or if there's kind of a bunch of, there's a handful of dudes that do that league.
Yeah, and for
like
that,
these high level leagues.
Like, yeah. For that, I would say
am I making sense?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, and for that, it's very much kind of like that I'm working on that groundwork right now. Just about knowing, getting to know the right people, and just kind of like eventually shooting your shot, and building a repertoire and building something and probably cutting promos there, but having like
do you have a highlight reel?
I'm working on it there. So not like I've sent one like when I did an event for Sprint Campus, because that they hired me out to kind of shoutcast at for an event for them when they were launching their 5G gaming last year. So,
well, see, you're doing shit. That is cool. You're getting out there. People are hiring you or reaching out to you to come and shoutcast things. That's pretty sweet, man.
Yeah, and I love every minute of it there. But it's about just kind of making connections there and saying, yeah, listen, this isn't a skill that I offer here. I can do these things here, and I'm pretty good at it. I'm not bad. I'm doing all right with it there. So if you want me here. Listen, and just kind of working those ways and trying to figure out something that, because I know that the top casters there for like Rocket League there, they've been in it, but they did just make some changes to their desk there. So it's not that everything is set in stone there. There is an opportunity to eventually get to that level there. It's just about, like I said, trying to find the right people to kind of connect to at this point here to try to like see, hey, maybe there's something here, because they do have lower things like the College Rocket League that's also run by Psyonix, which like you have teams, even like K-State has a esports Rocket League team that they give scholarships out for. Arizona State has a great one that at
that Game Con I talked to one of the colleges that was right across from me.
Parkville does as well.
I can't remember what it was. No, I can't remember. I got his card over here somewhere.
Was that might have been WSU?
I don't know. It was a religious type school, maybe Baptist or something, Missouri Western. I don't know. I had his card around, whatever. But I thought it was really cool that it was this small little college has an esports team.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that's something you could do. Is be like, would that be cool to be like a college announcer, like a Kirk Herbstreit type guy?
Yeah, no, like
wouldn't that be cool? You could like.
So I've actually thought about that as well, and like I also looked at
KU's got to have a team, right?
They do,
or
actually.
Mizzou, whoever your team is.
KU does have an esports team. I think they've got a League of Legends team, which I've done a little bit of casting with, but that's like sometimes that action is so frenetic. I'm like, there's a lot of crap happening on the screen, guys. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to tell you. Like, people dying. But
clicking and dying.
Yeah,
that's what I see.
It's crazy there, but I have had some opening conversations possibly with like Parkville, because they think about possibly having like an assistant coach opportunity there for their Rocket League team there. So that's something I would be looked at as like, oh, that's an opportunity there as well. to not only get into casting but also coaching as well.
Oh wow!
Yeah, that's just
a good
another,
idea.
Yeah, that's another bit of experience there that people look at and say, okay, he knows how to cast, he knows how to lead a team as well. Because I had my own teams in the past where I've been like the team captain there, to kind of say, all right, organizing these games here and kind of organize the team around you, and then organizing the players as well and figuring out how their play styles all kind of mesh together there, and coming up with a game plan to succeed as well.
It's crazy colleges have this day and age.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey, I need a Rocket League head coach. I need a League of Legends head coach. I need a Fortnite head coach or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
What is like, golly, can we continue this? I got to use the restroom. This water went right through me. How long did I make it, Charlie?
Close to 45.
That's what I figured. I'm on a 45 minute. I've had too much coffee. That's a 45-minute schedule today. Nuts. Yeah, let's pause this, and we'll pick back up if you guys are cool with that.
Yeah, I'm down with that.
All right, let's go. Pause. Are we going? Oh, we're live? Oh, that's funny. Flavor Flav. Did you ever watch Flavor of Love, that reality show?
You know what? I never did.
So good. It was so good. That was back when like the height of reality TV was just trash.
Was it height? Like I think it was more like a plateau, maybe a cavern, just like
whatever. That
like
was
a crater.
It was peak trash, train wreck, dumpster fire. It was so good. Oh my gosh. He was with Brigitte Nielsen. Was that her name? Bridget Nielsen. Mm-hmm. That was Stallone's ex-wife, and she's a hot mess. And she would call him Mr. Foofy Foofy and Mr. F. And she's like a 6 foot. She's at least 6 foot tall, blonde chick.
And isn't he like 5'9" at best?
Oh, at best, I can't imagine. I bet. How tall is Flavor Flav? You think 5'6"?
Let me Google that for you.
5'8", 5'9".
Yeah, I was on the money. Look at that.
Yeah. What does he know? Google Siri that shit. Google that shit. I'm curious. I think he's like 5'6". He's a tiny little guy.
Mm-hmm.
But them together, it was just like this 6 foot, big old built, Russian looking chick, and then his.
Oh dang, he's 5'7". I'm at
5'7".
Okay, 5'7". All right.
Haha. Yeah, Flavor Flav. Oh, anyways, back to our podcast after our little break there.
Yeah.
Shoutcasting, blah blah blah. I think we covered a lot of shoutcasting.
Mm-hmm.
I remembered you were also into cosplay.
Yeah, absolutely.
You still doing that?
From time to time. Like this year, I'm kind of focusing my attention off of it right now because like I've got other expenses, namely a wedding to kind of focus on. So that's kind of like after the wedding, like I'm thinking I might look into that again to spend my money into that there. But the streaming and the shoutcasting, that's kind of like been my main focus there. Though like it's that con crunch as well as we got Planet Comic Con coming up March 20th through the 22nd.
What are you doing for that? Are you gonna go?
Probably
Be a
jeans and
part
hoodie.
of it.
Like
Jeans
I'll
and
probably,
hoodie?
Yeah, I'll just probably show up in a jeans and hoodie. But
Did you ever dress up for it?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Will this be the first year you haven't dressed up for it?
I think the second.
Second. So you've done it before where you didn't dress up?
Yeah, last year as well was kind of like I was just kind of like struggling after just getting a new job in IT there after. Like,
is it money that's holding you back, or are you outgrown it?
No, it's basically just money.
Okay.
Like it's all about like because
you gotta pick your. Trust me, I'm the same way. I got so many different hobbies I'd love to get into, but I can only spend so much money on.
Like
bow hunting's not exactly cheap.
What do you do? Oh, you bow hunt?
Yep.
Okay, nice.
Yep.
It's like I used to do some.
I'm ready for the zombie apocalypse.
Turkey and deer hunting. When I was a kid, there, my dad had like an over and under 12 gauge
nice
for turkey hunting. And then a buddy of ours, a friend of ours, had an M1 carbine with not the classical stock, but just the actual carbine there, not the M1A1. And so that one can take it down on deer. So I'd hunt with that, which I was huge. I love that gun.
I know very little about guns.
That was a gorgeous, pretty little gun. Because, like, I was, scrawny, like, picture this, about 125 pounds, just nothing to me, just skin and bones.
You're a tall dude.
Yeah, like, and I was, like, at that point, probably 5'8"-ish, 5'9", at that time of my life. But, like, still, skin and bones there. Now here I am, like, 200 pounds, which I don't...
But you're not 5'8", though.
No, but that thing had like no kick there. So as a little kid, I was like, oh man, this is a gun I can actually wield here. Perfect. You know, no wonder it was so popular. During World War II there. But yeah, it was just a gorgeous gun. The way like the way they built them back then. I was just marveled at it there.
Yeah, ever since that game, Con, I've been paying attention, whatever you want that to mean, I guess, to like cosplayers.
Yeah.
Just kind of more cognizant of them, and kind of trying to like seek them out on Instagram. Like there's a few I follow, and it's just kind of a cool. It's a cool world.
It's a fun community, absolutely.
Yeah, I like the positive aspects of the community, and I haven't been to Comic-Con. I thought about going this year.
There's some good guests coming out this year here. I want to say, was it John something or other? John Cleese. Yeah, John Cleese is going to be out there.
Who's that?
Monty Python.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that John Cleese.
Okay.
Yeah,
wow.
that John Cleese. Yeah, so he's going to be here in Kansas City, and that's kind of like exciting there. There's a few other ones there. I'm like I said, I'm a huge fan of voice actors, so they've got a nice slate of voice actors that I really love. Phil Lamar, who's voiced just about everything you can think of. He was the voice of Samurai Jack. Just to name one.
Did Samurai Jack have a voice?
Yeah, yeah, it was Phil Lamar.
He was on Mad TV too.
Yeah, Mad TV. Thank you. Yeah.
I didn't know Samurai Jack spoke.
He was also the Green Lantern in the Justice League.
I don't know that one.
You don't remember that one? Okay.
I never watched that one. I watch Samurai Jack all the time.
Oh, he's also what's the Hermes, the accountant from Futurama.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the same guy. So yeah, he's got a ton of different voices out there. He's also the weatherman from Family Guy. He's like, it's raining sideways. That guy. Yeah.
Futurama. I recognize his name from Futurama. I love Futurama.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what I just got into is Rick and Morty.
Okay.
Have you seen that?
I do my best to avoid it.
Why?
It's I'm like other people find it very funny. I'm just like I've seen a few clips. It's like
You've seen a few clips.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay.
That is exactly how I was.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly how I was. I was like, what's all the hype? This can't be funny. The animation on it is bullshit. This show can't be good. Why is there so much hype? Why are there floats about it? Why are there T-shirts? Why are so many people? It can't be. What the hell is no? I was like, it's stupid. And then I watched it.
And I've seen I think probably an episode or two.
I watched it from the beginning.
You did?
And it hooked me, man. I'm telling you.
Mm-hmm.
Just go to season 1, episode 1 and watch it, and it just lays it out what it is. And then just don't worry about the graphics or the animation style, and follow with the story. You like Mars and shit. Like you like.
Mm-hmm.
Are you a science guy?
Yeah, I like to think I'm a bit of a fan of science. But
this is all about that. It's all about interdimensional travel and multiverse. It's
and
cloning and it.
And I'll say this: had I discovered it on my own, without any other influencer, that's how I discovered Letterkenny. I'm a huge fan of Letterkenny.
I fell upon that too. I liked it for the first couple seasons, and now I can't watch it. First 3 seasons were good, and then it just fell off. It's like, eh.
See, and that's why I feel I'm a huge fan of Letterkenny, but with Rick and Morty, it was just kind of the fandom starts becoming really just obsessive about it there, and there are people out there now that kind of mistake liking Rick and Morty for having an actual personality. So that's where I've kind of stuck my heels in the sand there. I was like, you know what, I'm good.
It's good, man. I'm telling you, I was the same exact way, and now I was like, I get it now. It's just there's nothing else that does.
I understand the appeal. I've seen
what I like
panel.
about it is because I like that kind of science, but there's no way to do it in a good way that's cheap enough that people could do a real live action with CGI and stuff like that.
Right.
It would cost way too much.
Right.
So you just take the story and I don't know, accept what it is.
Well, and I can understand the appeal. I saw when they did a Comic-Con panel where they basically were had storyboard sketches and just read word for word a court documentation of a judge and a defendant there. So I've seen that clip there, and that's hilarious there. When they kind of just tell it out, in those voices there. So like I can definitely understand the appeal as well, and like all credit to them. They do have a good obviously able to reach thousands and millions of people there. It's just it was one of those things where I saw like a few episodes and I was like, the comedy's not hitting for me. So
Yeah, I think it's one you have to watch from the beginning. But what do I know? That's just my thing. You like Black Mirror?
haven't seen it.
Is that another thing? Too many people say it's good.
I like let me get my hipster glasses out here. My hipster beret. I don't know
It's
shit.
fucking good, man. I watched it before. I'm a real hipster. I watched it before anyone else knew what it was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's so good.
I was like that one.
But don't
I have
don't start watching that one from episode 1.
I didn't. I did see like 3 episodes, and 3 episodes that I saw were good. It was like the one with like John Hamm and
Okay, that was a good one.
Yeah. So I've seen like a few episodes.
I will say they're not all hits.
Yeah. Okay.
There's some there, but most of them are, and the ones that hit really good. Did you see the video game one, the virtual?
I think so. Oh wait, is that the one where it's like choose your own adventure?
No, that was the movie.
Yeah, because that one I did watch, and that one was fun.
That was fun.
Yeah, I enjoyed that one.
That was fun. I liked what they tried to do there. But no, there's this one. It's like a virtual reality type thing, and it's a test that they're doing on this guy, and it's a video game virtual reality, but it's not. I don't know. I don't want to say too much because then it'll ruin it. But
it's like didn't he create a? They're just trying to get him to confess to murdering, or is that the same?
No, that was
John
the one
Hamm?
you're talking
John
about.
Hamm, okay. So different one then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's an American that goes over to England and he needs some money, and so he's going to work at this video game testing company, and they test this new virtual reality type game on him.
Okay.
And it's really good.
All right. It's like it's definitely something that I can see myself really getting into there. And it's just like, but it's my attention span is the problem, and that's really the problem. There is like for so many of these things here is that my
slow build.
Well, yeah, it's the slow building, and like I've got like the attention span of a gnat. So that's why I really love like Letterkenny. 30 minutes, just stream that thing. I can binge that. I was like, oh yeah, I'll have another Letterkenny. You have another one. It's like
Pitter patter, get to the matter.
Boom, 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 and it's like
it
keeps me engaged there because it's the episodes are short, and that's why I miss like I like having 30-minute episodes. Episodic things, and I think that we've as Americans have kind of like moved away. It's like, oh no, everything has to be like an hour and a half, and I'm like, I want to do other things today, guys. One episode, I'm struggling here. Can we, like 30 minutes is like, oh, I can do like 3 episodes of this before I have to do something. Cool, let's go.
Right.
And so I feel like you can get, and there's a lot of story you can get in 30 minutes that, sometimes can be just drawn out forever and an hour long. And it's just like, so what happened this last episode? Yeah, this one thing happened, but I don't remember the rest of this. Yeah, so that's kind of like it's my smooth brain is just kind of going for the rest of the
I gotcha.
Well,
check that episode out. I'll have to I'll try to remember the name of it and get it to you. I'll give you like the best hits of Black Mirror, at least ones that I think are, because there's definitely some misses.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
What kind of voice do you do voice acting at all? Have you tried to, or?
Yeah, there are definitely a few voices that I can absolutely try to imitate as best as I can, and try to put my own unique spin on things there.
Will you do your shoutcasting as your voice right now, how you're talking, or do you?
Yeah, so when I'm shoutcasting, like, say, for example, we have a kickoff right here between these two teams here, and, it's like, I try to put a little more punch and a little more pizzazz in there, and then I know, like, I'll get, like, really peaking, because, like, at the end of the match, there's like, and, oh my god, what was that happening? And so, you gotta make sure I'm, like, far enough away that I'm not, like, blowing out people's eardrums there. But that's kind of like the energy I try to bring to it there, is try to elucidate as much energy as I can through my voice.
Are you on camera when you're shoutcasting?
Only in between takes there. Usually most people prefer to not see the caster. They prefer to focus on the game, so I was like, all right, I'll take the camera off, but sometimes I'll put that little side camera on there as well. The little webcam to say, yeah, here, and like and just like you got, I've got like 2 cameras for me to kind of like have like a front center camera here, and then I've got one off to my side here where I can like say, hey, camera 3, how's it going? This is my my keeping it real camera here. It's like like this is my official this is my official stance here. All right, so here's the bullshit that's going on, guys. Here's what's actually happening.
I like it. I like that a lot.
So yeah, and so it's about just trying to be inventive as best you can, and just trying to keep people energized and activated, because these matches, it's like a best of 5. It might go 40 minutes, so you got like 20 minutes of like dead air, which kind of sucks a lot. But that's just kind of like what I've stuck right now, because I don't want to really put them up too close, because like I need to get a drink of water. Like my you're using your voice to as much as you can, and you start getting really dry mouth there. So you try to keep yourself healthy, so you can keep on doing it the next day.
How often are you streaming? How often are you doing these?
Usually 3 times a week is what I try to shoot for there. Sometimes it's might be more, might be less there, depending. But like usually I try to limit myself to 3 days a week, because there's other things I want to do. Want to have a date night, or just relax, or just go out and do laundry. Do laundry, so you can just like
be an adult.
Yeah,
sometimes
be an adult,
you gotta
exactly.
be an adult. That's the thing about Twitch. Twitch, I used to mess around with Twitch a little bit, and it's a whole world in itself, filled with people like you who are on there putting out content.
Mm-hmm.
But then there's all these people that aren't putting on content, but they just come there to watch the content being put on there, and it can be really enticing. You can really want to waste. Nah, I shouldn't say waste. That's not the right word. Just you can really get sucked into that world and want to spend all of your available free time in there, getting sucked in this world with people watching you, and that you're enjoying playing or shoutcasting or whatever is being the content provider, and then even just being a watcher too. It's just this. It's a really interesting
community
that's been developed.
Mm-hmm.
That humans are just kind of this weird, offset that.
And I definitely do both too, because I've got folks that are like, oh, they're streaming. Oh shoot, I want to check them out. If they're streaming out there.
Yeah.
There's also times where it's like I've had kind of a stressful day, or just like what I used to do for my old job is I would just like throw on like these there's like some 24-hour channels there as well. One of them that I used to watch would just have chickens up in Utah. There's like a chicken ranch up in Utah there, and they just had like webcams over, and you could like
and you just watch chickens.
Yeah, it was like this is nice and calming.
Just kind of soothes you.
This is nice. This is like like. The customers are being absolute, a-holes today. This is nice.
I don't have my own chickens, so I'm just gonna watch. I'm just gonna vicariously live through Twitch chickens.
And you can like throw bits, and like the feeder will be activated, and so they'll like give little treats out to the chickens. They're like, that's nice. And like,
wow!
And they have like friends that are like, this other channel also does goats. Oh, I'll click on that one there for sure. And then like we also have geese over here, and like so it's like
could you buy the eggs? But like, sir. Can I buy some of these eggs? I'm a big fan of chicken number 4. I've named him Frederick, him, her. I guess we have to be a female, right?
They did absolutely have names. Like some of these chickens were like they had all sorts of like different breeds there, and they like the owners of the farm were like, and they had like Farmer Joe's out there right now, like fixing the fence right here, or building this coop right here. So it was it Farmer Joe? No, Farmer Spence. Sorry,
it's so weird. Twitch and humans are so weird.
And like
we're so voyeuristic in just every sense of the word. We just want to just see everything that's going on.
And based on like the capitalization and the words there, I imagine most of the people that are watching those chickens were probably like your stay-at-home moms types, because like they were like very helpful and very supportive. It's like, oh, you shouldn't be saying that word there. Don't be mean. Be nice. It's like oh man, this is a very wholesome community. And then you got me in here. How did I get into this?
I'm wondering how anybody finds that channel. How do you find, like, who's looking for that? These people found it.
Yeah,
that's what's crazy. There's something for everybody.
Yeah,
Twitch is just an interesting little world. It's so interesting. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was, like, I don't know if you remember, but I was heavily involved in the online poker Twitch.
That's right.
World.
Yeah,
and it's I've abandoned it. Might be the best word. I've just kind of not for any particular reason. I just like you. I don't have enough time for that. Like,
Right.
to be a good online poker player, you got to study. You got to play hours on. Like, all right, I'm done with work. I'm coming home. I'm firing up and I'm playing poker for the rest of the night. It's like I can't. I don't want to do that anymore. It's beautiful outside.
Yeah. And it's gonna be like what
Kansas
almost
City's
70 degrees
yeah,
today.
Kansas City's great. Like I want to go explore.
Yeah.
I want to do the podcast. Like I can only. Yeah, I'm a jack of all trades, master of none, I suppose.
And now there's so many like the alcohol scene. I've really gotten kind of into like the alcohol scene here in Kansas City. Like there's some really cool.
It's a funny way to say you become a.
I'm not
alcoholic.
an alcoholic. I'm not an alcoholic. I have I usually make maybe 1 or 2 drinks a day, if that at most. So like
I'm drunk right now. No, I'm not. I've been drinking water.
Yeah, I've seen it.
No, I do love to drink. Yeah, we do have a nice little
like Jay Rieger Company there. There's like
oh, that's a cool spot, isn't it?
yeah, was it Jay Rieger? Was Jay Rieger the one that we visited there? Oh yeah, Tomstown Distillery there.
Oh, you haven't gone to Jay Rieger?
Not yet, but it's right next.
It's great.
It's right next to Knuckleheads, and
it's
I've
got
been
a cool
to Knuckleheads.
slide, a cool little spiral slide.
Like, and that was one place I really want to visit as well. But and then of course you've got the couple coffee places, Parisi Coffee, as well as the Roastery Coffee House and Boulevard, of course, their factory tour as well. Casey Beer Company, love their stuff. And they're and it's just all over the place here in Kansas City, and just like it's.
What do you like? You like beer, or do you like cocktails? Both? What are you into?
Both, yeah. Like darker beers is typically what I go for. Like I'll definitely drink a Corona when I want something nice and light, and specifically Corona Extra. That's like the lightest beer I'll drink. But typically, I prefer dark beers like porters or lagers. So wheat beer is about like the lightest, like the Boulevard wheat. I can drink like some of their IPAs.
I can't do it.
I can't stand IPAs.
I'll tear it. I love IPAs.
So,
I like dark beers too. I like oatmeal stouts.
Oh yes, yeah, milk
like
stouts, oatmeal
porters.
shirts, yeah.
I like. So how about cocktails? You got a favorite cocktail?
I am very much a gin drinker. That's kind of like.
Ugh. Ugh, I can't do it. I tried. Gin is just disgusting to me.
See, gin mule is like been my favorite for a long time. There was like it's like a Moscow mule, but instead of
Vodka, it's gin. Okay.
Yep. So there's that. There's also like a Mary Pickford. So we've one of my favorite YouTube series I'm watching nowadays is called How to Drink, where he's got like a set there, and he just like shows you all the history of these different drinks here and his take on each one of them. And so he does very much a nerd there. So he'll sometimes like have like D&D references and stuff like that. And
nice.
like he's made drinks from like the new Star Wars attraction down in Disney World. So he's made some of those drinks as well. And he'll just kind of like show, all right, well, here's my here's how I think they did this here. And it's like, and sure, we could do this, but this is kind of like boring. So we're actually going to mix it up a little bit here. And like the camera work is just phenomenal.
How to drink?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Just
I'm gonna look it up. I love YouTube. I'm always looking for. I'm on this. I've been hooked on this thing for a couple months now called Sailing Nahoa, and it was this Canadian couple, or is this Canadian couple?
Okay.
That sold everything, all their house, their car, all their possessions, and they bought a really big catamaran sailboat, and they just live off that, sailing around the world. And then you know what kite surfing is?
I do.
Oh, they do. They're kite surfing in paradise whenever they want. They're like, oh, this place looks awesome. Let's just stop here. And there's not another boat within hundreds of miles. They're just in the middle of nothing on this random island they found, and they're kite surfing.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're fishing. They just got lines all the time out, and then they're catching giant tuna and having fresh tuna. Like they're chopping it up right there, and bam, fresh tuna right then and there. And they're just living the life. They're going to all these different cultures and islands and exploring and just living the dream, like
living like kings,
doing what they want. There's no rules. Just
like
they did it. They did it in their like late 30s, maybe mid 30s. They're not that old.
Like I kind of want to know like what the that initial investment, what that initial capital was like to kind of like make that happen there. But like, and I always love like just seeing people like living off the land as well. Like, and see, like, I mean, you take like different cultures, like America, like we're so very city central there. And it's so different, like, cause recently went to Costa Rica last year. That's actually where I proposed. You know, on the beach in Costa Rica. You know, that's
really cool.
Yeah, that's how you do it, right?
Did you get down on one knee?
I did not actually. No.
No,
yeah.
Well, she said yes, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Yeah. So
You didn't want to get sand on you.
I was just so nervous. I was like, it was kind of a nervous thing, but like Costa Rica, phenomenal, absolutely gorgeous. Like, cannot recommend it enough. It's just like the fauna there. Like they've got volcanoes, and they've got people just incredibly friendly. Like it's just very friendly, open people that like you. Like I don't know, like say stereotypically, like say New York. You're not going to see like New Yorkers there in Costa Rica. There's just it's I don't know how they'd handle it.
Yeah,
like Midwesterners, like, oh yeah, we have no problem being friendly. The New Yorkers is like, why are they being friendly here? I don't understand it. I mean, sure, the traffic's about as bad as it is in New York because trying to weave between cars can get a little hairy. But
I've never been to New York or Costa Rica.
Been to one of those, so that's for sure. Chicago, I think. I think Chicago. I think that's a better New York.
I like Chicago.
Yeah, Chicago's nice.
Yeah, it's a cool town.
Yeah.
Kansas City's a town.
Mm-hmm.
Kansas City is a town, though. I love this place.
It's got heart.
It's got a lot of heart.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever thought about doing a book, doing an audio book?
I have, yeah. In fact, when I was a cosplay guest at one of the cons I was at, I think a year or two ago, was I was approached by some authors like, hey, you should try to check out like Audible or something like that. Try to be a audio book reader there.
Yeah.
Like one thing I wanted to make sure is I wanted to get like soundproof, do a little more soundproofing like you're doing here. Though I did notice that like now with like my new XLR microphone, like I was talking to you earlier, I can cut out a lot of that extra sound there. So that might be something that's use some free software like Audacity, which like that's a great tool there as well. Just like because there are a lot of tools that you can use like
you don't have a Mac, do you?
No, come on. No, like I built my computer there, so like Mac's got a lot of built-in, baked-in stuff. If you like things done for you,
it's perfect for podcasting. That's all it's for.
If you want stuff done for you, get a Mac there. If you don't want to like really tinker at all, Mac is just fine for that.
iMovie and GarageBand, phenomenal. That's all you need.
Like me, like I like tinkering. I'm very much a tinkerer. It's like, yeah, this is great here, but what if I can make it even better? I'm gonna tweak.
Oh, as far as gaming goes and stuff, for sure.
Well, just and so more than that, like that's how I feel about food as well. It's like, like I made this recipe. This is a good recipe.
It can be better.
I want to tweak this though. Like what if we did this instead? Like, because I mean. Like that's one thing I feel about like with a lot of online recipes I see is like, yeah, these recipes are probably built to be designed around like the widest possible flavor palettes there, so it's probably going to be toned down and very a white person made this here. Let's give it some spice and some flavor here.
I think you'd be good. I think you'd be good at an audiobook.
Yeah,
because you like voice acting. You got your little voice, like different accents you can do and the different voice inflections and cadences you could do. I bet you'd have fun at that.
Yeah, I do have a few accents I can try to imitate there. Especially when I was working at the Renaissance Festival there. I had a few more Scottish looking kind of I don't want to say actors, but there a few Scottish characters there that we have, or a little more of an Irish hill. That's got a little more of an uptick at the end. Everything almost sounds like more like a question. Yeah, so there are a few different voices there. Scottish, much more of a brogue, and it tilts down at the end of each sentence there. Irish tilts up at the end, and so learning those different things there kind of helps add to that legitimacy of those different accents as well.
Did you go to any acting school or anything like that?
Nope. I'm very much self-taught by a lot.
How did you like all YouTube stuff or what? Like, how do you learn how to do different accents and like how did you get into wanting to be like a voice actor?
Yeah, I think that just like growing up watching so many cartoons, it was just like, and then when you start hearing more and more cartoons, you're like, wait a minute, hey, I recognize that voice there, and then there's a few documentaries that you listen to that I've seen that kind of delve into that voice acting world around cartoons, and it's like, in fact, one is called like, hey, I know that voice. I think Joe DiMaggio, who's the voice of Bender,
right,
funded that there. So that's something that I kind of saw and I was like, okay, this is actually really cool here. And then when you're trying to figure out the new accent there, you just try to watch YouTube videos, see how they're moving their mouth while they're also talking there, to kind of get and like listening to that and hearing that here and being able to, and I'm just able to kind of like process that from listening to that there. And sometimes it might take 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 times, just like the same sentence over and over and over again, just like, okay, no, they did that with their voice here. Okay, so I'm not doing that quite right there. And so kind of like listening to yourself and kind of mimicry and parroting, basically. Same, I guess, like kind of the same way you teach a bird how to talk. It's kind of like, how I kind of view it.
So you spend a lot of time doing that, practicing?
Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty cool. That's like dedication. That shows like how into it you are.
And then some things I'll just like, I've heard that like, the same voice like 4 or 5 times there. I think I can kind of like, cause like with John Madden there, like everyone knows everybody has their own John Madden impersonation there, right? So like that one was terrible, but
I feel like you can't bring him up anymore because he's been gone for so long. I bet you the kid.
I think he's still alive, isn't he?
No, I mean away from the game.
Oh,
like
yeah.
hasn't been announcing or anything. Like kids these days, they're not gonna know who John Madden is, are they?
No, they do. They just know that
it's a video game.
Yeah, Madden. Yeah, like I don't know. So I haven't asked any kids. Like I don't know children.
I'm saying children. I'm saying like high schoolers. I bet you. I wonder even if
children.
I wonder if college kids even know who John Madden is.
Maybe college kids, but it's we're growing further and further away from the source material of that. I would say you're not wrong there.
Do you have a favorite accent or voice that you like to do? Like, what do you do? What do you do with your voices? Like, do you ever bring them up on when you're shoutcasting? Maybe do a whole shoutcast as an Englishman or something.
I was gonna say, do a whole short shoutcast as Goofy. Yeah.
No, that'd be you'd lose. Everybody would unsubscribe and run away.
Yeah. Like I'm a huge fan of David Tennant, and like he's a Scotsman there, and he's got like he's also done but he also does have a British accent there. He was the 10th Doctor of Doctor Who, and I've been a huge fan of his for a long time. So I do.
I never saw that show.
He's also got other ones, Broadchurch, which I've got issues with the creative team behind Broadchurch. There, it's one of those again hour-long shows that you kind of start. Oh, something new happening, exciting. Okay, and now Chris Chibnall, the one that did Broadchurch, that was the creative director there, basically for that. He's now taken over Doctor Who, and he's kind of done the same thing with Doctor Who, where most like I'm very disappointed with the latest season there, which is unfortunate there because they have good actors, but the writing team is subpar. I would say.
So, anyways, doing a whole shoutcast as a Scottish accent would be kind of fun.
That would be. It would be. The problem with that there is you're going to start tripping over your words there, and if people don't really understand what you're saying in the first place because you're speaking so fast, trying to come out with another accent there, they're going to be going, "What is going on right here? I can't understand a thing that he's saying."
Right. I guess that's a good point.
Yeah.
Stick with what you know. It's too fast. Too much going on.
Yeah, and that's so one of the things there is trying to. Because I can speak at a very fast pace, slowing myself down. It's like, oh, that's right. Not everybody is flying off at 90 miles an hour with their hearing. Not to mention their own speaking there.
Do you ever bring anybody else in to like do to commentate on one match, like one game color commentator and the other, one game commentator and then the other color commentating? Yeah,
that's what I'll do. Especially with the Indie Gaming League. Main Twitch channel, Indie Gaming 317. When they invite me on there, it's usually we'll go back and forth between one of them's talking, then it's me, then it's back to them, and then usually I like to having like a video going on at the same time so that we can kind of see. All right, visual cue. It's your turn to talk. I am beat right now. I need to get a glass of water here, and then they'll throw it back. All right, back to me, and then it is kind of interesting to see like. Because again, you get those two different styles there of I'm much more play-by-play, kind of getting an idea of things, and then sometimes I'll step back and say, all right, here's kind of the bigger picture of how things have worked out so far, and other people are much more like focusing on those little stories that develop throughout the games there, like hey, this person made a card change here, made an equipment change, how's that going to affect them moving into this next game here? Is that going to change their play style here? This team is like getting more aggressive here, whereas than they were in the last game. Clearly, they thought that what they did last game wasn't good enough, and they have to make that change. And like I said, different casters have different ways to look at things here. So I always love having somebody else on the stream there, so I can kind of get an idea of like how they view things
Right.
and how they see things.
That'd be fun.
Mm-hmm.
So tell everybody how they can watch you and when is the best time to catch one of your streams out.
This month, a little bit hairy-carry because my work schedule changed. But typically, what I'm trying to stick to now is you can find me on twitch.tv/JT Displays. The Twitter and Instagram is at JT _INKC because I'm in Kansas City. That is the main socials there. I also do have a Facebook page that the other ones do link to as well. You can find some of those cosplay photos from the other things I do there. But for twitch.tv/JT Displays, you can find me typically Tuesdays and Wednesday nights starting around 7 Central Time, as well as Friday nights starting again. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday is what I usually like to do. I do have one tonight, Sunday night, doing some streaming tonight for some of the IGL semifinal matchups here before they do the grand finals for the winter circuit next week on the main channel there. So I think I've got like 2 or 3 matchups tonight. So I'll be doing a stream tonight to kind of like, wrap up my commitment to the winter circuit there. But for the most part, it's usually Rocket League, but there are other games I do like to play. PC Building Simulator is actually a fun one to just kind of like chill and just like, because I know a lot about PC parts, which there are PC parts in that Mac there. It's not just a magical box. There are PC.
All it is to me. I didn't even know how to turn that thing on when I first bought it. That's not a joke.
That's why they have Mac geniuses, right?
No, that's why they have YouTube.
Fair enough.
YouTube and fingers. I was like, it's got to be around here somewhere. Where? Oh, this looks out of place. It's got to be this thing.
Right. But there's a lot of other games that I play, but that's the main one there because that's what most people come to my channel for is to see me commentating those matches there.
And you play. I guess you don't play on Xbox. You play on computer.
Yeah, I'm all PCMR, PC Master Race. So
nice.
Yeah, so no consoles, just the computer there.
So Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, twitch.tv/JT Displays.
Yes, sir.
That's go find them, guys. And can I get a fist bump before we get out of here?
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Man, I appreciate you coming on.
My pleasure.
Seeing you again.
Yeah, absolutely.
Congratulations on the fiance.
Thank you.
Hope when's the wedding?
It's gonna be in September.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Great time of year.
Yeah, we're gonna have we found a venue there. It's got a gorgeous tin ceiling there, and so I was like, oh man, this is a pretty place here. So it was like
invite the GameCon guys, and we'll have a LAN there. All right, man. This has been real. I appreciate it. Anything you want to say before we go? This is I'll let you kind of say anything you'd like here.
I've pretty much picked myself out as much as I can. That's all my socials there. Twitch.tv/JT Displays, Twitter and Instagram at JT_INKC. That's pretty much all I've got going on for me at this point here. And who knows? Maybe next time I come on here, we'll be talking about like cybersecurity. Because I've got a whole wealth of knowledge just on that as well.
Yeah, I'll have you back. We'll talk some cybersecurity.
Okay.
I'm Neanderthal Pod on Instagram, all that stuff. Everybody, thanks for listening. We're out of here. Bye.
Peace.